Can everyone hear me okay? How's everybody doing? Thank you for joining me for a second time today. Thank you everybody who commented on the last podcast. It is what it is. You know, this is not our platform. We have no control over it. We just make do with what we have and just get on with it. So thank you so much to everybody who listened and left a comment and who did donate to the channel. Always appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to work through all of those channel strikes. All 50 plus of them, one by one. Listen, it's been what? Coming to 5-6 years now on my channel. A lot longer in the squad space and we're still here. So you know what? They can play all the games they want. It's not going to make a difference. We're still going to be here. Okay? Appreciate you all. Thank you so much, Evelyn, for becoming a new member. Welcome to the club. Hey, Mina. Hey, Resistors. Hey, Lovely Shay. Hey, Joan Commonwealth. Helen, Connie Balmer, Janice, Resistors, V. Thomas. Appreciate you all and everybody else listening as well. Let's get into it because there's quite a lot to get through because I missed some days. Right, we've got Meghan at the Cookie Queen's premiere. I think this film has really gained a lot of momentum. And it's been getting some really good reviews, really good feedback. The way I will first and foremost celebrate, but cackle and howl. Cackle and howl. Like the Wicked Witch of the West Side, if this movie was actually nominated for some big awards next year. And you do get awards if you get a producer credit. Also got some updates on Harry. A bit on the Welleses and some other palace drama. But let's start with the good news. Meghan looking fabulous at the Cookie Queen's premiere. And this, of course, is the film about the young ladies who sell the cookies with the Cookie Scouts. Meghan, I can't remember if did she say that she was a scout or that her mother, it was her mother that was a leader, or both. But I remember she said that her mother was a leader. I can't remember if she said that she was a scout girl herself. But clearly something that is close to her heart, as is supporting women and young girls. So she stepped out in Los Angeles for a special screening of Cookie Queens, the documentary that her and Harry executive produced through Archwell Productions. Keeping things simple, quiet luxury. For both her outfits. I feel like this is the type of style that Meghan does best. Minimal, expensive looking, easy to copy. And wearable beyond a red carpet, actually. And she definitely loves white. I feel like white is the color of luxury because you have to have gotten into an SUV. A very clean leather SUV to get in and get out without any stains. But love the look. You can literally go to Zara and find this exact same look. Heck, even Primark. Heck, even a thrift store. She also had a Logan Hollowell necklace. That jeweler is a favorite of hers. And yeah, this is a very feel-good film. So we need that feel-good, simple style. Okay. So any other images? Oh yeah, it has some more images over here. There we go. Oh no, there's not. There's images of the world. Oh no. Gosh, what are the images that I wanted to show you? Oh, they're here. Sorry, wrong one. There we go. There's our goal. So Meghan took some questions, and one of the very interesting things she said was something that actually Harry said to her was that, you know, when you're going for a storm, above the storm, there's the sunshine. There's always clarity above the storm. So I thought that was a very nice message to pass on to the young ladies, and definitely something that Meghan can relate to, because heck, last decade of her life has been a hell of a storm, but it's one that she's got through, her and her family. And here she is, looking fabulous. Daily Mail can throw a tantrum all they want. The Palace can throw a tantrum all they want. Do you think anybody in this room gives a flying F about what the Palace and the Daily Mail think, what the UK tabloids think? Absolutely not. They continue to make themselves look stupid. Nonetheless, on the topic of the Daily Mail, the tabloids, and their nonsense, this story from Feminagra, we're going to find out soon about the costs about the case. Now, I was under the impression that insurance would pay it out, but let's have a read of this article and hear what they have to say. So obviously on 29th of July, the High Court began a 2-day hearing to determine the consequences for Prince Harry, Dorian Lawrence, Sir Elton John, and David Furness, Shady Frost, Liz Hurley, Simon Hughes, after they lost their case against Associated Newspapers. Still no word on if they will appeal. They could, because if you ask me, insurance should pay out, given that there was a clear conflict of interest with the judge in this case. Mr. Justice Nicklin concluded that the 7 claimants had failed to prove their 97 allegations of unlawful information gathering, including claims involving phone hacking, surveillance, and the improper acquisition of private information. Associated Newspaper says it had incurred approximately 34.5 million in legal costs, although it previously placed the wider cost of the litigation at more than 50 million. Lawyers for the claimants argue that the court should reject ANL's request for indemnity costs and scrutinise the amount claimed. The Duke of Sussex and Baroness Doreen Lawrence criticised the judgment as a complete and utter whitewash. And the former editor-in-chief, Paul de Cray, called the litigation a trumped-up action that should have never reached trial. Beyond the cost dispute, any application for permission to appeal will be considered after the cost issues have been resolved. Okay, so we won't know until after. So the 8 million figure is a disputed collective shortfall, not Harry's personal bill. The Duke of Sussex and other high-profile claimants who lost their High Court privacy case against the publisher could face a potential cost running into the millions. In written submissions, lawyers for the claimants described the publisher's costs as eye-watering. The Law Society Gazette reported that the claimants described costs order as a very harsh and unwarranted outcome following the dismissal of claims. But the 18 million figure dominating coverage is not a personal bill for Harry. It represents a possible collective shortfall if the court allows ANL to recover its claimed 34.5 million. So I don't think that the court will allow the full amount to be claimed, after accounting for the 16 million in insurance held by 6 of the 7 claimants. So then collectively between them, they'd only be looking at what, 2-3 million to pay between them. Interesting. I mean, the way that the tabloids turned this High Court cost dispute into another story about Prince Harry's supposed financial difficulties, even the way that they painted it, like you would think that all of that money is on Harry's head, and it's really not. But I'm sure Harry went into this knowing full well, you know, what he could and couldn't afford if the worst happened. In my eyes, he won the week. In fact, he's won the month. Because despite this whole court case was a blip in the ocean compared to the last couple of months that Harry and Meghan have had. So it's what to the tabloids, really. Okay, next thing. Next thing. Yes, the Welleses were at the Commonwealth Games. Very interesting. They posted this picture of with the kids from the back. And my guess, the reason they did that, some people are saying that they copied Harry and Meghan, as usual. I mean, that wouldn't be new. But these days, the kids never look happy in public. And that's why I think, because if you look at this is the picture from the front, right? George is looking down. Louis looks annoyed. I think Charlotte's like perfected what I like to call the what would you call it? The royal public face. But the kids just never look happy. Even on a day like this, which I think is meant to be a little bit more lighthearted, they're out at a sports event, but I mean, I'm looking at that crowd of people and I'm trying to understand what it would look like for a young person to go out into a crowd like that. What that does to you mentally. I mean, Harry gives us a glimpse in Spare and in many of the interviews that he's done, but I think it's very difficult to encapsulate into words the feeling of that. But you can see it to a certain extent on the kids' faces. And even for the people in the crowd, I think it's high time that we had a sense of self-awareness about this. The so-called adoring public. And as a child, being asked to literally perform for strangers, it's just not normal. Not normal and very weird. Oh, thank you so much to Black Queen, who's been a member for 32 months. You said should be for 45 months or more. YouTube reset my membership. Yeah, I think a lot of people's memberships reset when the demonetization thing happened. Or sometimes if you stop for a month and then join again, or sometimes it does that. But thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, Black Queen. You said being here from the beginning will always be here. Oh no, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you all. Hope you're doing well, Black Queen. It's going into August now. You going on holiday? Where's everyone going on holiday this year? Are we keeping it local? Right, let's read what you've been saying. And then we'll move on. Good afternoon, Veronica. Electra, you said yes. Meghan was a scout and her mother was a scout leader. Thank you. Resistors, you said, I would love to see Doreen just stroke out for Meghan if she gets a Golden Globe or an Oscar nomination. Listen, I believe that would happen. It may actually get a nomination. With Meghan's backing, listen, a lot of the Oscars is a popularity contest. It's not necessarily about who made the best movie that year. And is there anything that the Oscars would want more than to have Meghan there? Or the Golden Globes would want more than to have Meghan there? That alone would bump some ratings up. Have her give out an award even. Suzette, you said, didn't know the Welleses ever attended the Commonwealth Games ever. Watching the monarchy has opened my eyes. Anything they do or say should be taken with a grain of salt. I think that if it wasn't for the chit-chatter about Kate and William's lack of work ethic, I don't think they would have come. And I don't think they would have come as a family. Usually at this time, the Welleses disappear for a very, very... I mean, it's kids' holidays. So usually they disappear for a very, very long kids' holidays. They haven't been seen since Wimbledon, by the way. When was Wimbledon? That was a few weeks ago now, wasn't it? So I think this is definitely like, here they are, they're out, they're working, they're being seen, they're not being lazy, we swear. We swear they're not being lazy. I mean, it's the Commonwealth Games. It's not like you're taking trips to the Commonwealth anymore. So at least show up to the Commonwealth Games. So the difference between the crowd around Harry and William is night and day, indeed. I mean, for something like this, it's the Commonwealth Games, right? So the crowd was already built in because of the event. But let it not be the Commonwealth Games. There would be no crowd. There'd be more barricades than crowd. Uh, Literally said, I want Meghan to get the Emmy. I want her to get it too. I actually believe she will. I believe she will. I mean, they're definitely going to want her to show up. I'm sure they'll do all they can to get her to show up. Maybe even give out, sometimes even people who are nominated give out an award as well. Black Queen, you said, I'm glad the on Raw has witnessed the Jamaican women cut Australia out of the netball finals. Oh, did they go to see the netball fight? Okay. Thanks for that update. By the way, thanks for that, Black Queen. By the way, Women's World Cup is next year, but some of the qualifying stuff is this year. And at the moment, AFRICON, the qualifiers for the African teams are going on right now. So definitely support that. Check that out. Anywhere you can view it. Shout out to the Zambian team. I think the Nigerian team are favourite to win. And then the qualifying teams will go to the World Cup next year. So if you like sports, do support women's football, please. If you watch the men's game, no excuse to not watch the women's game. In fact, you should watch the women's game twice as much as you watch the men's game. Mina Ruth, I'm looking forward to seeing Cookie Queens. I think, given the buzz it's getting, it will get a wide release. For a documentary movie, you do need to get the buzz, or else the movie theaters won't pick it up. But it's looking like it'll get a wide release, and I'm sure Harry and Meghan and their team are pushing for wide release. All right, that's that. Let's go to some palace drama. William apparently made it clear that the Sussexes could not stay at Windsor. And remember how William and Kate made a big deal about how they too would pay a high lease rate on their millionth forever home, only to grab 100 acres of public parkland. Good times, or more like ridiculous times, actually. And to make matters even dumber, apparently William is in a constant tantrum state about the very idea that Prince Harry might show up in Windsor or stay anywhere near Windsor. This is basically, Windsor is mine, Harold. Harry can stay many places. He could book his own estate if he wanted to. He's got the money. He can stay at a friend's. He can stay at one of Meghan's friends. He can stay at a hotel. This weird obsession that I feel like the other royals have over really silly things, like the titles, who gets to stay in what castle. It's like I mean, Harry said it himself. It's like a cult, right? And the cult truly believes that what they have is the most special thing of all. Ain't nobody care about Windsor Castle. You know, I was watching a very interesting interview. This is basically what the royal family is like with Harry and Meghan, right? I was watching this really interesting interview one time, and it was a former member of Scientology who left the cult, and a former member of Jonestown who survived Jonestown. And the person, now Jonestown, the Scientology lady was still in the Scientology cult when Jonestown happened. You know, I don't know if everybody knows the story. They went off to a forest, and basically it was like a mass murder suicide. And they asked the Scientology lady, well, you were in the Scientology cult. Didn't you see that happen and think, oh, maybe my life is in danger as well? And the Scientology lady said, no. I just thought they were crazy. And the interviewer said, oh, you didn't think you were crazy? And then they asked the Jonestown person, well, you knew about Scientology when you were in the Jonestown cult. Didn't you think the Scientologists were crazy? And the Jonestown person said, no. Oh no, sorry. They asked a Jonestown person, didn't you feel like you were in a cult watching the Scientologist person? And the Jonestown person said no. So neither of them could see the crazy of what they were in. And that's also how I would describe I feel like the members of the royal family. It's like they don't see the crazy they're in and they think the people outside are crazy. They think I really do believe that they think that Harry and Meghan are the crazy ones for leaving while being jealous of them, by the way. No, I'm not crazy, you're crazy. I'm not crazy for being here. I'm perfectly sane. That's like the best analogy that I can think of to describe it. Because what do you mean you care about whether or not Harry stays at Windsor Castle? What do you mean? Do you think Harry cares about whether or not he stays at Windsor Castle? If the rumours are true, he's got a whole nother estate in Portugal. Lady, you said, what exactly are they trying to prove with a picture from the back? I've got no clue. I actually, do you know what? Now that I've looked at it, do you know what I think the picture is trying to show? The crowds. That's what the picture's trying to show. Because this is one of the few times where they're actually going to get crowds. The crowds were there anyway because it's the Commonwealth Games. So now that I look at it, that's what I think the picture's trying to show. Showed up for the royal family. Because the pictures from the front aren't going to show the crowds. As you can see. Pictures from the front, pictures from the sides. And the pictures from the front also show the children looking absolutely miserable. Thank you so much, Legs. You said KP and Buckingham Palace pretend to have power over Harry and Meghan. Pathetic. That's another thing, actually. I feel like a lot of it is just this pretend power play to sell a narrative to the public. Anyway, apparently, William was part of the reason why Harry and Meghan were not offered accommodation in Windsor. I mean, to be honest, that Harry and Meghan didn't get the security they needed was probably the biggest contributor. Nothing to do with William. And we know that they stayed in the Spencer estate for 1 or 2 nights. So really and truly, who even cares? But I do find it hilarious that William continues to have these weird tantrums. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I can't wait for William to be king. I've never looked forward to a monarch this much. All hail King William. Bring it on. Because if some of the rumors are true, he's going to have to sell more land to keep his pockets full. Hi, Elaine Parker. Remember for 49 months. Thank you so much, Elaine Parker. And thank you for the super sticker as well. I appreciate you so much. Letra. Only Scotland knew the games were on because no one else did. Oh my gosh. I get the feeling the next Commonwealth Games might be the last one. Have they got a host? Because I remember they were struggling for a host for a while. I think they do. Wait, when's the next? Okay, let me Google. When are the next Commonwealth Games and where? So it's the 2020. No, not the 2026. It's the 2030 ones we're looking at. Wait, hang on a second. Wait, is today the closing ceremony? I thought it was the opening ceremony. Here it says the 2026 Commonwealth Games is July 20. July 23rd to August 2nd. Is that what you meant by nobody even knows what's happening? I, I thought they were at the opening. Oh my gosh, so they went to the closing? So why didn't they go to the opening, or why didn't they bring any attention to the opening? What's going on? Oh, so apparently the next ones will be held in India. Okay. uh, I guess you're right. Nobody knew. Lady, you said William seems to think it's 1526. Someone needs to remind him that it's 2026 and he has no power. Indeed. I mean, by the time William comes into power, let me tell you, I feel like Parliament is sick of the monarchy as it is. I think they're going to make sure before William gets into power that they begin to chip more and more and more and more away. Resistors, re Jonestown. An American senator went to visit them in Guyana to check on his constituents after family asked him. People wanted to leave with him, and Jones had his minions murder them on a plane. Yes, I actually studied Jonestown in sociology class, and there was another. Wasn't there also a congresswoman that got boomed as well? Yeah. If you can stomach it, not a light thing to watch, but definitely go check out a documentary on Jonestown. It just really teaches you a lot about human psychology and just like seeing the signs of abuse and this cult-like behavior. Yes, definitely a good insight into human psychology if you've got the stomach to watch that. But yes, that did indeed happen. Legs, who said, I feel bad for George. He doesn't seem to like the limelight and attention. I see that they are still using their children as buffers. Yeah, which is sad. Yeah, today's the last day. I didn't know. oh, oh. oh, it's hilarious. oh, we've got KO2, a new member. Thank you for joining us, KO2. Appreciate you. Oh. My goodness. I mean, they were so bad at promoting it. I didn't even know today was the last day. Oh. All right, folks. I'm going to wrap things up there. Definitely, if it's playing near you, I'm going to find out more information about actually where Cookie Queen's movie is showing. And I hope it does get wide release. Make sure you go and support that. And I'll try and get more information for you on that, where you can support it. If you're not going to go watch it, recommend it to others, please. Pass the word around. Thank you to KO2 for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you to all our members and just all of you for just showing up. Let me also say thank you to, I'm going to do like a full thank you board, but Wonder, MLC, Stephen Black. Oh my gosh, Stephen Black, thank you so much. So generous of you. Jane from Wayne, Tamara, Anonymous, somebody from the Indian Trail in the United States, sent a PayPal. Somebody anonymous bought 5 coffees. Thank you to whoever did that. Thank you to everyone. And I will try my best to get all these strikes removed from my channel. All right, folks. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Ciao.